Hello, my mindful adventures. Are you ready for your weekly dose of the blog post? This week we are talking about integrating and protecting your new identity. I'm excited to dive into this topic. I've been having a rough couple days, so it might be like, no, it's not gonna be. It's gonna be as it's gonna be exactly the way that it should be. Okay, let's just start with that. Um, so just bear with me, all right? And I'm grounding right now because, well, I mean, I should be sitting on bare ground, but I'm grounding right now because I need to ground. It just I need to sit my ass on the ground and ground. So I'm grounding right now. Yes, I know I'm sitting on this mat. I should, like I said, I should be having bare ass to ground, but not bare ass. Bears. No, I'm just kidding. But I should be sitting on bare ground, but I'm not. Whoa! I just realized there's like a shelf of cloud. Like, it literally is a fucking line. That part, it's crazy. Okay, that's cool as fuck. All right. Anyway, my stick is currently being colored and stuff, so that's why I just picked up this up. Little gifts from the tree. Actually, you can now see the tree. My friend. This is not mine. Don't ask about that. I'm not in control of that. Um, but yeah, let's see. Yes. Also, this is where I sit when I do my live stream. So if you ever want to like join on my live stream, TikTok Saturdays, that's where I do my live streams at on Saturdays at TikTok. So definitely check that out. But we're gonna be talking about boundaries today. I have a whole blog post about boundaries. And that will be linked below along with the title along with this week's blog post. It's titled, that's where that title is coming from. But anyway, it's titled "The Free Will Foundation: Integration and Integration and Protecting Your New Identity." So that's what we're talking about, right? And like I said, we're talking about boundaries. So this video will go more into boundaries than my blog post will, because I have written a blog post on boundaries. And of course, if you want more information in depth, it's a decently sized blog post about boundaries. So you'll find all that you need about general boundaries. But these boundaries today are specific. So we're specifically integrating our new identity, because this whole month is all about free will, becoming the person that you want to be. And also, it's also going to help you set up, if you want to do New Year's resolutions, it's going to help you with that too. So let's talk about integrating and protecting our new identity, because I feel like a lot of people make new decisions, but then they don't fully integrate and they don't protect it. So then it falls away and it becomes this thing that's an option, and your brain thinks, well, not your brain, but you basically you're telling yourself by not being consistent and by not integrating, like intentionally integrating, you're telling yourself this is an option. I don't have free will, and I'm just going to keep doing the same shit I've been doing, right? And that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to set up boundaries with ourselves, with other people, and to integrate these things so that we can become that new person. We can embody who we're trying to embody, what we're trying to embody. Because if you're trying to become a new person, like, what the worst thing that can happen is literally you integrate these new things, and then you just like you stop doing them, and then you're like, wow, what happened to my change? What happened to the progress? Well, the progress and change stopped when you decided that you weren't gonna, honestly, really, you're not giving a damn about what you're trying to do. So like, you're saying, oh, I want to do these things, but it's empty. It's all empty words. They're all empty promises. They're all empty whatever the fuck, right? It's a little windy today also too, so it might get a little windy. I don't know. If it gets super windy, I'll cup it. I'll cup the mic so it's not too bad. But anyway, like, yeah, so I'm pretty sure you care about the person you want to be. I'm pretty sure you care about having free will. I'm pretty sure you care about these choices that you've been making, especially if you've been here for week 1 and 2. This is week 3. We're integrating. And next week, we'll be talking about the whole shebang. It's going to be great. And of course, there's one more week. So 5. There's a total of 5 free will topics this month. So I'm excited. But yeah, don't we're not here to basically tell ourselves that our free will is like bullshit. No, it's not. It's real. It's a real thing that we really can do and are able to not handle, but able to do to become the new person, to make the decision to become a new person. Yes. Okay, so yeah, like I said, I'm just going over, making sure I talked about everything I want to talk about in the beginning part. Yeah, because like each time you decide to make the choice to become that person that it is that you desire to be, or the person that you know you should be. I don't want to say should, because the thing is about shoulds, shoulda, coulda, woulda. They'll destroy you, right? Like you could think, oh, I should be this person, but then it really doesn't bring you any joy or happiness, and it makes you feel like shit, right? Like we're not. That's not what we're here for. We're here for like what you want, what's best for you, not based off of what other people fucking tell you. Like I'm not here for that. You shouldn't be here. You're not. I know for damn well you ain't here for that, because free will has nothing to do with other people. Has nothing to do with other people. It all has to do with you and your willpower to live, to thrive, to become the person that you desire to be. Right? That's what we're here for. For. Don't mind me. I'm weird. Okay. That's what we're here for. But each time you choose, right, you're laying down a brick. You're laying down a foundation. The foundation of the person you want to be. I've said this before. Oh, that's so cool. Sorry, the shelf is now like it's over here now too. So like it's like all the way across the fucking sky. It's really cool. I have to paint one of these one day. It's really cool. Anyway, but yeah, so like each choice is a brick. You're laying a brick to make. Oh, you're making a foundation, but let's just say this foundation is made out of cinder blocks. Okay, each time you make a choice, that foundation, that chosen, that chosen reaction, that conscious choice to be a different person, or to respond in a different way, gets stronger. It's like one brick, one brick, it's one brick, but it doesn't really like, it's not gonna really like help. Doing it once is not gonna really help. Like it might make you feel like, realize like, oh wow, this is like the power of like me actually stepping into this and making this decision. And that's great. But then, what happens next time when the thing comes up, and then you decide, instead of doing that thing, or maybe you don't consciously decide, and you're like, oh fuck, I'm just gonna like do what I used to do. Your brain, because your brain's going on autopilot, because that response that you already has a whole house. It already has a whole home in your body. And when you decide to not do that, basically what you're doing is like, you're taking a brick from that house and you're putting it in the new house that you desire to build, the new house that's going to be like, it's the 10-bedroom mansion that you deserve, right? I don't know if you want a mansion. I'm just saying, because a lot of people want mansions. Maybe you just want a cabin in the wood. Okay, you're taking one brick from that house and you're making a brick foundation for your cabin, and then you're gonna start laying, the logs on. You know what I mean? Like you're taking power away from that old response and giving it to the new response. But this is how we do it, right? This is how we set that into motion and make sure that those things come to fruition and that they happen. Okay, that's what we're talking about. So let's talk about the also like I said, I'll be talking more about boundaries in this than I will be in the blog post, because again, I have a blog post for it that will also be down below. I think it's literally called like boundaries. I think it's literally like boundaries is in the title. I can't remember right now. I should have written it down, but I did not. But so all these points, like I said, all these points are from the blog post, and of course, like I said, I will be going into more details because I don't have a video specifically about boundaries. I might make one. I might go back and like make videos from my old blog posts. I'm not sure yet. I don't know. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out as it goes. But for now, this is this blog post. I mean, this blog post, this companion video. So stick around, please. Stay. So this first part is boundaries redefined, an act of self-sovereignty. So a lot of people, let's just talk about the myths about boundaries. Because a lot of people hear boundaries and they're like, oh, boundaries are controlling somebody else. You're telling people, you're being mean to other people, you're bullying. No, you're not. You're not doing any of that shit, right? When you set boundaries for yourself, Bear, sit here, please. When you set boundaries for yourself, you are literally, they are for you. They are your non-negotiables for existing in this life, for existing in this world. Literally. Like it's not a matter of bullying other people or telling other people what to do. It's telling other people what you will and will not fucking tolerate, right? And you're not going to tolerate the life that you used to live anymore, right? That's why you're here. That's why we're talking about this. That's why we're talking about free will in the first place. Like, I don't know about you, but I forget I have free will all the time. Even now, even this month, I'm like, oh yeah, that's why I have free will. I have free will. That small part of me is like, man, these people are gonna like it when I start actually acting out this free will and really be like, but that's not my fault. That's not my problem. That's all them. They can deal with it because like this is what I'm doing with my life. Not even like my fucking parents. They're not gonna be there. Like, I mean, they might be. I don't know, but they're not gonna be like making decisions at the end of my life. Like, come on now. Like, I can do. I'm a grown ass fucking person. I'm a human being, and I've literally taken people out of my life who choose to. Well, it's really just one person, but they choose to like tell me what to fucking do, and it's like, this is my life. I'm gonna do what I fucking want. You know, don't fucking. This is my life. Don't you forget, right? Don't fucking forget. This is your life. This is not about them. This is not about them. And if they're uncomfortable with it, it's because they're used to the person that you used to be. It's an adjustment for everyone. It's not just for you. It's adjustment for them. And when we're setting, you know, because when we're setting up, when we're setting up these boundaries, we're protecting ourselves and we're defining who we are and who we choose to be. And like I said, we're also taking bricks from that old house and we're putting it in the new one. And so obviously, you know, you have a full fucking house. Of course, this house is gonna have more sway than one brick. Like, what are you gonna do with one brick, right? So you gotta like keep moving things over, right? You have to keep making the choice to take away from that response and build this new house because the old house, it can't stand anymore. Well, it can, but the thing is you don't want it to stand anymore. So you have to demolish it. You have to break it down. And these boundaries and these choices to integrate are what is going to break down that house, which is going to like get rid of that response. And maybe it doesn't completely go away. And maybe there's like, when you're done, there's like 1 or 2 bricks left. And you know, every now and then it comes up and it's like, I want to respawn. But then you're like, no, I choose not to. And that's giving more power to the other thing, to the other house. I wish I could like draw shit for you guys. Like one of these days, I'm gonna get myself a glass whiteboard and I'm gonna draw all this shit out because I'm a very visual person, right? Anyway, but yeah, so you know, when you're taking down that old house and you're building the new one, you're making a conscious choice to install what response you want. I'm just trying to read down what I wrote because like, I mean, that is what I'm trying to say, but let me read down what I wrote because I feel like it's better. Every conscious choice you installed last week requires a corresponding boundary to stabilize it, which is basically what I just said. I mean, it's what I said, but like more fancy and like formal. That's not really fancy, but formal. I don't know why I keep saying I wrote this. Like, I literally have AI like write my outlines. I write everything else though. I write everything else. Like, AI writes my outlines, and I like go through and I'll be like, I don't like this, and it changes it, and it's great. And then I go and write it. But I write all the blog posts myself. I don't have AI write that shit. Like, I'm a real person, guys. I'm a real person. Um, really fucking random. I know this has nothing to do with what I just said, but what I'm talking about is really crazy sidetrack. If you want to skip, I'll have a little timer thing so you can go find it. It'll probably be right here. So you can go find the next part. But or stop talking about this. But I have this dream. It was like several months ago. But I had a dream that like AI was like making my videos, like making like the videos I do, and like integrating with other things, like, you know, people like baking stuff and like ASMR. Like, they're integrating my videos with ASMR, and they were trying to be me. And like, those accounts were going crazy. Like, they were getting millions of views. They were having like thousands of likes. Those accounts were crazy. But my own account was like super, like, I didn't really have anything. There wasn't really anybody like on my shit. But then I was thinking to myself, like, in that dream, I had that thought to myself. I was like, if AI is popping off with my fucking content, can you imagine what it would be like if people actually found when people find my fucking content, like when people find my shit, like, It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be fucking crazy. I feel like maybe the reason why this is coming up is because I feel like my shit is about to pop off. Like, the shit's about to go crazy. Because my stuff's slowing down again. Usually when it slows down, it speeds up. Like, it slows down. I don't get as many followers, as many people commenting, all that stuff. And then it like speeds up again. And I get more people coming in, more people commenting and stuff like that. And I don't know. I just feel like, I feel like something's happening. I've been feeling like something's happening. I mean, for a month. I mean, if you go back and look at my old videos, I'm talking about like I feel like something's happening. I feel like something's coming. But now it feels so imminent. Like, I feel nauseous. Like, it feels like I'm on, like, I don't know. My brain keeps saying whirly dirly. Like, I'm like being spun around, like, around the fucking planet as fast as possible. And I'm like the fucking whirly dirly, like the machine at the ride at the carnival that spins you around, like the one that spins you around and it spins around and you're just like in the shit and you're like, holy fuck. And a lot of people get sick. But not the spaceship one where you just spin in one spot, but I'm talking about the one that like picks up and turns and all that shit. Like, I mean, it doesn't go upside down, but like it turns and all that shit and it's like spinning you. That's kind of how I feel. Like, I'm like, ugh. Like, I'm about to get off. Like, I wrote it 15 times and I'm like, now it's like it's time to throw. That sounds crazy. Okay, anyway, let me get back to what I was talking about. All right, so we're installing what the choices that we decided to make last week. Maybe I'm trying to remember some of the examples that I came up for you guys, because I'm working on something right now. I'm working on something. I'm working on eating slower because I started eating really fast. It was a trigger. It's honestly like a trauma trigger from a past relationship, because I had someone in my ex. He would literally eat all my fucking food before, like, anything that I had that was delicious, and I was like, you can try some. He'd eat all of it. And I come home from work and I wouldn't have any fucking food, or like the food that I saved for myself, or I wouldn't have like the snack that I saved for myself. Like, he'd fucking eat it. And so it got to a point where it was like, if I taste something good or whatever, I need to eat it all right now. And that was the mentality. So for me, for this week, to set up that boundary is to, like, when I taste that good food and I tell myself I need to slow down, like, no one's going to take my fucking food. Like, no one's going to take, what's mine, because the people thank God, the people around me are fucking respectful in that sense. They're not gonna fucking take my food. If I'm like, oh yeah, you can have some, they'll take some, but they'll leave enough for me to have a meal, or enough for me to have like a snack, like whatever it is. It's not like I have a bunch of it and then they like literally leave me like scraps. No. I mean, like, they just take a little bit and they're like, I have the majority of it left. So like, I'm not in that situation anymore, right? I don't need to worry about someone eating all my shit. And I'm not gonna lie to you, since I started eating slower, I'm pretty sure I started losing weight too. So like, this is like very interesting to me how this is all coming together. Because it's like I'm having like instant results. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, so like, build that foundation. Take from that old response and put it towards the new one. Like, clearly I can't eat fast and eat slow at the same time. It's like, it's not, I mean, it's possible. I guess I could eat half of the meal fast and eat the other half of the meal slow, but what's the point? I'm half-assing it. I want to half-ass it. Like, I want to like take my time. Like, I don't want to like find myself at a fancy fucking restaurant. It's like an 18 course and I'm like, they usually have like little tiny like servings, especially if it's a lot of courses, because you don't want people to get so fucking full they can't finish. And I'm just like eating it fast as fuck. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. Like, I need to take time to savor it. I think about those types of things because I really do. I want to go to a nice restaurant where they have like 20 fucking courses, and they got the in the teens courses, and I want to try all the food. I want to try all the things that the chef has been practicing and putting his time and work. Not his. They're putting their time and energy into, because like, the chef might not be a dude, might not be a woman, might be they them, might be just a human. Okay, they're just human. And I want to take that. I want to try it. I want to try it in that way. Like, I want to see what they did in their coach and their sous chefs and their their understudies. I want to see what they made and put together, like, for us to try and like to eat, and to take our time and not scarf it down like we haven't eaten in 20 million years. And if you haven't eaten in a long period of time, you shouldn't be scarfing down food anyway, because you won't throw it all up. It's not gonna be fun. Anyway, I mean, like eating in like if you haven't eaten in like days, and then you start eating, you eat a lot, your body can't handle it. So you get really sick. So like, yeah. Anyway, that's just some medical side note. So yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So then, because so figure out like what your response is, right? Like I said, mine is eating fast when I taste good food and like things of that nature. Because I'm fearful that someone's gonna like take my food before I even get a chance to actually fucking enjoy it. And I don't really get to enjoy it because I'm eating so fast. I'm just like, eat. You know what I mean? So what your response is? Let's say your response. I keep coming back to like getting irritated if someone like asks you a general question, like a question that like other people, most people like ask each other, like, "How are you doing today? What's going on? Like I noticed that you're upset. What's happening?" Not like I'm not talking about people who are like, "I noticed you're upset," and then they sit there and push your buttons. Not those people. I'm talking about people who actually genuinely give a fuck and care. And then but you're so used to the other people who push your buttons and shit, and so you're triggered, like, and you respond, you snap at them, and you don't mean to, but you do, and you're like, fuck. So then at that point you have to like apologize and all that shit. But then, you could have like not have done it in the first place. That's hence the reason why you've made a new response to, and you realize I'm getting emotional about what just happened. Now I can take it back and be like, okay, I actually want to respond with like, hey, that's a really loaded question for me. I need some time, and tell them how much time you need, and then come back what they answered for that question. So if you need a day, take a day. If you need a couple hours, take a couple hours. If you need a week, take a week. But do not make it like months and months and months and months, or you never come back. Like, because that's just avoidance, and that's not going to help you do anything or grow or any decision that you're deciding to make. Like, it's not sustainable if you're just gonna like walk away and never come back to it. Avoiding things is not gonna make them go away. If anything, they're gonna make it worse. And if it doesn't make it worse, then it just doesn't go away, right? It just gets louder and louder and louder, and so like you have to it does get worse. Why am I talking? Why did I say it doesn't get worse? It does get worse, especially if it's something that you need to do is very important. It's only going to make whatever it is, it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. Okay, so come back to it, right? Like I said before, don't abandon yourself. Come back to it. Come back to the thing that is difficult. Especially if you need to take time. Maybe your response, you're so used to like you have to respond right then and there, and you like really want to take time to like internalize what you just heard and the information that you just that you're consuming, that you're taking in the information, and you want to like really sit there and look at it. Maybe you're like me and you're like, I want to draw it out, or not draw it out, but like write it out, diagrams, all that shit, the whole shebang, and just in order to make sure that you're making the right decision, because it might be like maybe you're used to making really quick life-changing decisions. Maybe you're a doctor. Okay, I don't know where that came from, but maybe you're a doctor, like surgeon, work in ER. You need to be on your feet. You can't just be like, oh, I'm awake. No, like you gotta like make sure you make sure that the patient is stable. That's the first thing. Are they stable? If they are stable, then they can wait. If they're not stable, then they need to be seen right the fuck now. So I guess if you ever go to ER and you're like, why is it taking forever to see my stomach ache? Because you're not their first priority. Someone else is probably fucking dying. Their leg is chopped off. Like, you don't know what's going on. Like, don't be that person, all right? Don't be that fucking person. But yeah, the first thing they need to do, make sure that you're stable. Like I said, maybe you're used to that. Maybe that's the kind of job you have. You have to make quick decisions on your feet. Like maybe you're a boss. You got thousands of people underneath you, and every day you get hundreds of questions. You got to answer these questions, right? And some of them some of them you can take your time with, but some of them need immediate answers because they're dealing with customers or they're dealing with vendors or people who work with your company, right? And so you're used to like, okay, I have to come up with an answer immediately. Well, instead of like, but then, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. Because sometimes that stuff leaches into your life, and then you get to a point where now you're making quick decisions on everything, and then you start making these quick decisions, and you realize that's not the decision I wanted to make. That did not help me at all, right? We're here to avoid that. Maybe that, like I said, maybe that's what your thing is, and taking that time to tell them, hey, I need this time is part of setting boundaries, and also part of integrating that new response that you desire. I just picked up this pecan because It's sitting right there. Anywho, next part, laying the pillars, right? Because we're laying the bricks for the foundation, and now it's time to build not the foundation, but the weight bearing structures in the construction, right? So you know how there's load bearing walls, right? Weight bearing, load bearing walls, right? Pillars, right? Things in the construction that help hold up the rest of it. This is what we're doing, right? Is laying those pillars. I don't know why I should have said putting those pillars in, because like, why would you lay pillars down? I don't know. Like I said, I usually have AI write the outlines for me, and I like the rest of it's all me. Anyway, so first step in laying these pillars, right? We got to identify the integration threat, right? You need to figure out what is it that's threatening your integration. Is it people that are used to the old way of you doing things? Is it obviously it's your old responses. That's first and foremost, it's going to be your old responses. That's your number one threat is your old responses. That's just how it is. That's your biggest op is your original response. Like I said, because that house is fortified. The house has everything it needs to protect itself, but this brick does not. So when you're identifying like what's gonna like come and like cause you like strife or cause you like struggle, you need to realize that you're gonna have to express, like you're gonna have to communicate with those things, or communicate that with yourself to understand what it is you need from them in order to make this work. So for your old responses, you need those responses to like die down, but in order to die down, you have to keep taking bricks. You're breaking it down by doing the necessary action. And like, yeah, so like you have to figure out like what undermines it. What is the trigger? I guess the biggest thing, yeah, what is the trigger? Because the trigger is that's definitely going to be like I said, the trigger. I just said that the trigger is your biggest op. It is your biggest op. Then next, right after you identify it, because it could be a person, it could be a specific action a person takes, or a specific type of action people take. It could also be a time of day. It could be a place. It could be a situation. Could be a specific type of weather. It could be anything, because we are human. I'm wearing pants. I promise you. I got the Deadpool pants on. Anyway, but it could literally be anything, because we as humans are sensitive to all kinds of things, and anything could be a trigger. Like literally, like I'm watching in this car, my mom just drove by, and there's like a bunch of dust. That could be a fucking trigger. You just not being able to like see, you know what I mean? So like don't freak out, right? Your trigger is your trigger. So identify it. Step 2. Define the structural boundary. Make it about your action, right? Not about others. So this is about what you do, not what other people do. Like I said earlier, boundaries is not about what other people do. Boundaries is not about other people. It's about you. It's about what you want for your life. So you can't expect other people to like just get on the fucking program if you're not gonna like back it up. Like you gotta prove to them and yourself that you're gonna stand up for yourself. You're gonna be like, hey, I don't like this thing. And so in order to step away from that, I'm gonna take these actions to create that boundary, to create that make that choice, like solidify that choice. So the example that is in here actually really like, so instead of saying you need to stop calling me so late, like say you're trying to go to sleep early and people keep calling you after 10 or 9 or whatever the fuck. Well, in this example it's 9. So instead of saying you need to stop calling me so late, say I'm turning my phone off at 9 p.m. to protect my sleep. So like take the action into your own hand, because that's what fucking free will is, right? Free will is you taking the action into your own hands and doing the thing, instead of like allowing other people to have their way with whatever the thing is. Because they're not going to respect your shit, especially if they're used to you not doing it. They're not going to respect it. I don't care how much they love you. They're gonna be like, wow, you're acting different. This is weird. Or maybe they're excited, but it's still different. It's not the same. They still have to deal with like the way they used to respond to you. You're a new person now. They have to come at you at a different angle. They can't come at you at the same angle. They can't come at you with the same angle because you're making a choice to be different. So they have to either figure it out or they have to like realize that this is just not what they want and they need to get off the pot. So like they need to shit or get off the pot, right? When we used to have chamber pots. They have to realize that this is what's going on now. Like one of my this is actually really similar. I have a boundary in the morning. When I wake up, I take anywhere from 1 to 3 hours to myself to get myself ready. Yesterday I needed more than that, and I ended up needing the whole fucking day. I was like, if you need to talk to me, text me. I can't do the talking thing today. So that was a boundary for me yesterday. And the thing is about these things, like these boundaries, is like they may change. You may need to change them because you are evolving, right? You're becoming a new person. You're evolving into this new being that you are. And in order to do so, like you're gonna be changing. Like your boundaries are probably gonna change. Like one of the things I say in my blog post about boundaries is that boundaries need to be fluid like water, but sturdy like ice. Because then you can, if you need it to be a hard boundary, freeze it, right? And if you need to move it or change it a little bit, you can melt it, make it thinner, move it around, like whatever you gotta do. But the whole thing here is that it's liquid. Like it's something that can evolve with you. But it's not so fucking rigid like a cement wall that you gotta like do extra. Read all about it. But extra just to get that boundary to come down so you can make it work for you, right? We want our boundaries to be fluid like water so that we can freeze them and unfreeze them, to change them and adapt them in the way that we need to adapt them. Because you might have needed a giant fucking wall last week, or not last week, I'm gonna say last year, because I mean we can change faster than that. But last year, you needed this huge wall. I mean, you can't even fucking see my hand. But now you need a wall down here so you can like see over it, right? So you can like look over and like you can be like, oh, I can see, whatever. Maybe the response you used to have to that certain boundary, when it was crossed, is not nearly as extreme as it used to be, and then you can like, dial back on the. I'm not saying like let all that shit back into your life. Like, no, if it wasn't working for you, and it's still not working for you, don't let it through. Okay, so next part, step 3, which I've been talking about this whole time, which is communicate, not control, right? We're communicating to others, to ourselves, what we need, what we desire, what it is that we want in our life. I just realized I have like eye boogers. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry, I'm such a slob. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I just wiped it on the fucking. This is mine, alright? This is mine. It's not yours. It's mine. But I got a duck tail going on in the back of my head. Alright. So communicate, right? Communicate what your boundaries are. Communicate like, hey, like the one earlier. Say like, hey, I'm turning off my phone. My phone is off. Like for me, my phone is off. My phone is in sleep mode until I'm done. So I don't get any I don't get any calls. I don't get notifications. Like my phone still gets notifications, but it doesn't ring. It doesn't blink. Like, doesn't chime. The light doesn't come on. Like it's just like basically a non-existent phone. Like it's just it's just there. And I don't, on my watch, I don't get any notifications on my watch either because I have it in sleep mode. So I don't get like disturbed while I'm trying to meditate or while I'm trying to do candle work. Look, I don't really know what candle work is, but literally, I mean, I know what some of the things are for candle work, but I literally just light a candle and I just sit there and look at the flame because I really like fire. I love fire, and it's comforting to me. So I just like sit there and I watch the flame. And I don't want to be disturbed while I'm sitting there in silence, like within myself, introspection, looking at like the flame, the little flame that I guarantee you this thing is not off. And it says that it's off, and it's irritating the fuck out of me. I don't know why this one does it. The other one doesn't. I'm just gonna switch it over just to make sure that that it's here. Actually, hold on. It muted itself But it didn't. It's still. I don't get it. The light. So it's usually the light, right? And then the light it just turns off. I'm just gonna go off of this blue light. I don't want to switch it out if I don't have to, because I feel like that's just a waste of time. Okay. Wrong side. Yeah. So we're communicating. So you need to communicate clearly. Like, hey, for me, like for the eating thing, especially if I'm eating with a big group, like, hey, I'm gonna take my time eating. And I don't want you guys to be rushing me. If you guys start rushing me, I'm literally just gonna eat slower, because I personally I don't like being rushed. I've never liked being rushed, and I'm trying to get back to that. Like, why should I have to fucking rush? Why should my emergency? Why should your emergency? Why should your time frame have anything to do with me? It doesn't. Like, why are we acting like it is? So for me, like, I'm not gonna sit here and rush because you need to go somewhere. Bitch, you should have got here earlier. We should have done this thing earlier. You should have did better at planning. Like, I'm not gonna fucking scarf my food down for you. And if it's really fucking serious, then like I guess I'm packing up my food and we're leaving, and I'm gonna eat on the way there or whatever the fuck. I don't have patience for that. You said we're gonna go to dinner at 5, but there's a thing at 6. I don't like, and it takes 30 minutes to get there. You think we're gonna eat 30 minutes and then leave? Nah, I need more than that. I need 40 minutes. I need 45 minutes at least to eat my food and make sure I'm not like scarfing that shit down. I've never had anyone do this, but I'm just saying, like, if that happens in the future, I'm gonna be like, yo, I need at least 45 minutes to eat. Like, if you're gonna be rushing me, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. We can eat after the event. You know, fucking somebody's got to be open 24/7 around here, unless you're in the middle of fucking nowhere like I am, and the only places that are open 24/7 are fucking gas stations. So we be eating gas station food, I guess. Oh, it's dying. I see now. It turns off the light when it's dying, I guess. Have I been muted this whole time? I don't know. I'm just gonna turn it off. Okay. I'm hoping that wasn't muted. If it was, then I'll find a way to edit it somehow. Anyway, and by edit it, I mean like edit. Have it the wrong way. So I can look at it. Look at it. My son is sitting just off camera. Well, not just. I mean, he's further than that. Excuse me. Anywho, so like communicate. You know, you're not controlling anybody. Just like, and don't be. You know, keep calm and non-apologetic. Like, right? We communicate your boundaries. We're not emotional. You could be emotional. Okay, I'm not gonna say you can't be, but I'm saying like you're not hysterical, fucking like throwing, I don't know, your emotions everywhere, crying, sobbing, like freaking out. Like, no, we're here. We're gonna do it calmly, or we're gonna go ahead. That's your stick. Go ahead and chew on it. Anyway, those are your Hi. He decided to come in. Hey, hello. Oh, he itchy. He itchy. Please don't scratch my hand. Your claws are very sharp. He's such a good boy. Anyway, communicate, right? And you're not apologetic about it, because these are your boundaries. These are like your rules. If you want me to exist near you, if you want me to do my thing with you, then you need to acknowledge and accept, or don't accept. Like I said, piss on fucking shit in the pot or get off of it, right? Like, we're not gonna sit here and waste time. Like, you need to realize, like, in order for me to exist comfortably, or to exist as me, like, not comfortably, this is just me existing as myself, like who I want to be. And if you're not gonna let me do that, then fuck off, right? Fuck off. But yeah, so like you're communicating these things clearly, right? And if someone like, this is next, I'm getting too far ahead of myself, but communicate clearly, stably, peacefully, communicate and be honest, right? And be firm and unapologetic. Like, don't say like, "Oh, I'm sorry, these are my boundaries." No, these are your fucking boundaries. Like, you don't apologize for someone to breathe air. No, you don't. You breathe fucking air. This tree didn't ask for permission to grow there. It just grew. I don't think it actually just grew there, but it's growing there, right? Like, it's doing its thing. Like, it's fucking huge. It's over 80 years old. This tree is a gem. It's a relic. It's beautiful. A lot of the family members love this tree. This dog, no, I'm kidding. They love this tree. Like, it's not asking for permission. It's just fucking growing and doing its best. Like, it's like I said, it's fucking 80 years old. You see how thick that trunk is? I'm not even near it. That bucket, that red thing over there is a fucking huge ass. It's about this. It's huge, right? That tree is not small. No, he's not small. 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 It's big. It's growing its best life. You don't you want to like live your best life? Don't you want to like grow to your potential, right? Be 80 years old like this tree. Well, actually, this tree is probably a little bit more than 80 years old. It's 80 plus years, right? To this tree, like you wanna like do your thing, right? So next, after you explain like your terms of existence, your terms of being who you are, who you want to be, who you desire to be, then you need to enforce it. Like, consistent enforcement. Like, you can't just like enforce it every now and then. Like I said, like, you do it once, you lay down one brick. Like, you lay down one brick. Like, one brick. That's not, you can't really do much with that brick. Like, it's literally like like it's not gonna do much. But when you have a whole fucking foundation like this tree, like this came from this tree, right? The seed came from this tree, right? This seed compared to this tree, crazy differences, right? Like, this is not, this is like, I don't know, 1,000th, maybe 100,000th of this tree. Like, this tree is huge and the seed is so tiny. Because okay, maybe. Hold on a second. So, like, I just realized something. Seed's tiny, right? This is your intention when you plant it. When you plant it in the ground, right? It doesn't really have much of anything. It's just, sorry, my dog, like, the amount of fur that's right here. When you plant it in the ground, it's not, it's small. There's not very much. And when it comes up as a sapling, it's not very strong or anything like that. But as it keeps growing, as it keeps developing and turns into like a big tree, something that's like basically like a fortress. Like, it can't be taken out easily. You can't just push this tree over. I mean, unless you got like a fucking semi, I guess. I don't even know. Then maybe you could. But yeah, like, you gotta nurture it. You gotta grow it. Like I said, like, say you wanted to build that build another tree from a tree, I guess. I don't know. Take pieces of that tree off. Start with the bark. I mean, that's gonna make it sick. Start with the bark, the roots, whatever. You're taking bits and pieces from that to build something new. And so when you're consistent in enforcing it, you're building it up. You're making it into this new thing that you want. Like I said with the house earlier, one brick is not enough to like make a whole house. Like, you gotta like keep laying bricks in order to build up a house. You can't you can't build a house from one brick, okay? Like, let's understand that. You can't build a house from one brick unless you're teeny weeny weeny and you can just like carve that bitch out and make a house. But you're not. You're not huge, but you're an organism. You're an organism that needs more than just a little tiny brick to fucking live, right? Where the fuck did that come from? You must have threw a piece of splinter at me, bro. That was awful. It was a whole like piece of wood. Anyway, so yeah, when you're using repetition, when you're using repetition, and when you're not like arguing, right? So when someone pushes back, because like most of the ops, right? Most of the ops are the people that are used to you doing the things that you used to do and the way you used to do it. Most of those people are gonna push back, and you're gonna probably want to argue. But the thing is like you made your decision. You set this boundary. You already explained it to this person. If you haven't explained this person, you need to fucking explain this person. But if you have explained it to this person, just state your boundary again clearly. That's another thing too about your boundaries. They need to be clear. Like I said earlier, one of my boundaries is someone asked me to go out, and I'm be like, all right, well, what's between the time that we're eating or whatever? If we have to do multiple things, what's the distance? What's the time between the two? You know, I'm not want to be rushed. I don't like being rushed. I want to take my time. Someone says we're going to the museum, but they only give me an hour to go. I'm gonna be like, I don't want to go to no fucking museum for an hour, bro. That doesn't give me time to look at all the exhibits. That doesn't give me time to like ask questions if I want to. That doesn't give me time to do research or like to look at the things and read all the little, you know, because most museums, they have like a little thing about like what it is that you're looking at, you know? And I want to read all those things. Like if I'm going, I want to enjoy myself. I don't want to be rushed. Same thing with the eating. Like I don't want to be rushed to eat. So if you're taking me somewhere to go eat and then we're doing something afterwards, I don't want to be rushed to fucking eat. Like give me more than 30 minutes to fucking eat. 30 minutes, see, and that's another thing too. I feel like because you know, we were all conditioned to eat in 30 minutes or less. And then most of these jobs, we gotta eat in 30 minutes or less, unless you're working like 10 hours and you get like an hour off. But that's crazy. That's crazy. You're gonna force me to eat in 30 minutes? What? I don't want to do that. I want to take my time. I want to eat slowly and like not force myself to like, you know, whatever. Anyway, so like I said, reinstate the boundary. Be specific. Out of the ocean. Be specific. And every time you uphold it, you're laying another cement block, laying another one, and it's gonna form into this house that you're trying to build. You know, don't get like things. Don't get argumentative. Don't. You don't need. And the thing is about these boundaries, like, you know, having free will, you don't need to explain yourself to no one. You don't even have to tell anybody anything. Of course, tell them your boundaries, but then you don't have to tell them the deep down why. You don't have to be like, oh, it's because all this shit happened in the past and now this is no. This is your boundary, point blank. Clear. State it clearly, right? We're not beating around the bush. We're not like, oh, saying it in so many words, but no, say it clearly, like word for word, like bar for bar, band for band. Say your shit, right? And say it clearly and be like honest with yourself and be upfront with yourself about it and with them. And don't feel like you need to explain any further because you've already explained it to them once. They don't need another explanation. They don't need another explanation. If they didn't get on the fucking picture, if they cared about you enough, they would fucking remember. I'm not gonna like, and I get it. Some people have bad memories. I forget things too sometimes. Sometimes you do need a reminder, but you shouldn't need to be reminded about the whole fucking conversation, explanation. Just tell me what the boundary is. You know what I mean? Like you don't need to like pour your fucking guts out just to explain one thing you've already explained to somebody. They don't need that. They don't deserve that amount of attention from you. They don't. Okay, now it's different if you got kids, right? Because you gotta explain to kids why. Because they're gonna ask you why. Like every time you say something, why? Like why? Like kids are just like that. They want to know why. But we're talking about grown ass people who are not respecting your boundaries. That's what we're talking about right now. Not children. That's a different story. But yeah, like they don't need to know, and you don't have to tell them. Just be upfront about like what it is that you're doing, right? Next part, consistent informant. Oh no, I said that already. Yes. So uphold your boundaries. All right, cool. Yeah, that's basically all I was to talk about. Like literally, like so let's talk about it, right? Power of integrity, right? Where that when we fail to uphold our boundaries, we fail to lay that brick. We fail to take that brick or whatever from that other place, the other house, the other choice that we've been making, and putting it over here. We're failing to transfer that energy over. We're still giving this power, giving it energy, giving it existence when we could be giving it to our new decision when we decide not to be Now, when we fail to enforce our boundary or fail to enforce our new response to our trigger, to the thing it is that we are struggling with, right? Our new response to it. Yeah. I was just making sure I didn't leave anything out. So, like, make sure, like I said, make sure your boundaries are clear. Make sure you know exactly what it is that you desire, exactly what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Because when you're able to do so, when you're able to live your life in such a way, like, your life does change. It will change. It will, like, develop into the life it is that you see for yourself or that you want for yourself. You know, changing the way that you respond to certain things that trigger you is really a power play for you. And honestly, the people around you, because they're also seeing, like, not just the people, you know, who are like stuck in their own ways and they want you to be stuck in your own ways, in your old ways, old stuck in their old ways and stuck in your old ways. You know, those people. But for the people who are like genuinely like, okay, cool, I see you're doing something different. For them, they're seeing that, okay, you're serious, and you're also, not only that you're serious, but also you're also backing up. Bro, that bird sounds like it's dying. It also sounds like a seagull, which we don't get a lot of seagulls around here, so maybe that's a sign for somebody, a seagull. I don't know. Not seagulls, they're just gulls. They're gulls. Webbed flying chickens. I mean, well, chickens, I mean, they can fly, they just can't fly like that. I don't know. It sounds like the gull and the crows are going at it, bro. Anywho. Yeah, so uphold your new self to make it a non-negotiable so that you can become the person that you desire to be. Because when you uphold that and when you become that person that you desire to be, like I said earlier, your life changes. I'm gonna keep saying your life changes. All these things are life-changing things, and all of these things require you to put in work. They require you to do the thing, the hard thing, over and over and over again until it becomes second nature, until it becomes your instinct, until it becomes the thing that you just do because that's just who you are and how you roll, right? So don't look at it as like, oh, look at it as like, yes, this is what I need. This is what I needed to know. This is I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. This is what I needed to move forward. This is what I needed to become that new person. This is what I needed. Look at it as a thing to celebrate because now you have the formula. You got the secret formula. All right, Plankton, you got the secret formula now. Now you can make Krabby Patties all you want. You can use this for anything. It's not just like one thing or just the one thing that you've been working on this month. It could be for anything. Like my thing was like eating, but before it was like my response to people telling me things, like people giving me suggestions, because one of the people that I cut out of my life would give suggestions, but they were not suggestions. Like they really wanted you to do that thing, and if you didn't do that thing, then you were all the negative things they could possibly think of to tell you that you are under the sun. So yeah, and that was really hard for me. It's still hard for me every now and then, like when someone's telling me something, for me not to like get defensive and feel like they're like literally attacking me. Like they're not. They're just saying like, hey, just a suggestion. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. That's fine. And they actually mean it. They actually mean you don't have to do it. The other person would say you don't have to do it, but then like literally a week later, did you do the thing? Did you do the thing? And then if you didn't do the thing, then you're all these fucking names. Like holy shit. So you can use this for everything, anything, any response that you have that you want to change. You can use these. You can use this formula. You can use this uh, pattern recalibration. I guess I don't know. Okay. I hope that made sense. I know that like the last bit was kind of little, but yes. And hopefully that one section isn't fucked up. I'm definitely gonna have. Hopefully it's not fucked up. Okay, so next step, right? Next week, we're bringing everything together to embody and live out your fully integrated free will. That's what we're talking about. Fully integrate your free will. But for this week, For the end of this video, and this is also going to be the Saturday engagement and the call to action at the end of the blog post. What is one boundary you're committed to build this week and integrate and protect your new chosen response from the free will filter? Because the first week we were just filtering out what is that's free will, what is it that we're just doing off autopilot, right? And like figuring out like what those things are, and then going from there, figuring out, okay, what are the things that are just autopilot that you want to change, right? And going from there. And it could be simple. It could be simple as driving to work or commuting to work and not remembering anything. Just remembering like, I got on the bus or subway or your car, or you started walking out the door, and then next, bam, you're at work. You know what I mean? That could be something that you want to change. Maybe you're like, I actually want to pay attention to my drive or my commute to work. Let's just say commute to work. That not everybody has cars and not everybody drives. So, yeah. And not everybody needs to get on a bus or a train, to get to their place. They literally could just walk. You might live right above where you're working. You just gotta go downstairs and then bam, you're at your job. Anyway, but yeah, so let me know in the comments like what response from the free will filter you're gonna use to set that boundary, to commit, to build that new, to integrate and build that new identity that you have for yourself. I would love to know. So yeah, leave a comment. I love you guys so very much. Don't forget to, like I said, check out the blog post, and like the boundaries blog post will be down below. And also, yeah, the blog, like I said, the blog post will be not as everywhere, because I'm kind of like everywhere when I do these, because I have a lot of things I have to say. And the blog post is really straightforward. It's really like to the point. So I just hope that you guys enjoyed this. I hope that you guys found the information valuable. I hope that that everything goes well for you. I really do. I love you guys. I truly do. I hope you guys should like subscribe. I don't and hit that bell, because I don't post very often. Most I'll probably ever post ever. I don't want to post more than like 3 times a month. I mean, 3 times a week on YouTube. So you don't have to worry about it being like, oh, 3 times a day you're getting up. No, it's just like a couple times a month. I mean, week. I keep saying month. What the hell? Maybe that's my future. Maybe my future thing will be like, I write 1 blog post and I promote it all month. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I have no idea what's gonna happen. My life is about to change. I'm excited. Also not excited. I mean, excited. The reason I'm not excited is because I feel so confused right now. Anyway, okay. I love you guys so very much. Okay, check me out. You guys check me out on my socials. That'll be down below too for my link tree, so you can get to all my social medias. It also takes you straight to the website. That's like one of the first links, so you can get to there from there. And yeah, I just hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, rest of your 24 hours, wherever you are on the 24-hour scale. And I love you guys so very much. And Bear says bye. 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 I love you guys. See ya.